welcome to the Loving Path podcast. This is a podcast about knitting and hand-dyed yarn and simple living. Sometimes I talk about homeschooling and really just living as true to myself as I can. So welcome. Thank you so much if you've stuck around while I have been absent for the last 4 weeks. Life has been so crazy busy. I have not been able to find any time to sit down. I had to carve this little bit of time out of my life because I really wanted to do this. I've missed everyone, I've missed being here and sharing, and so here we go, right? Sometimes that just happens, it's life. But thank you if you're still here, and if you're new and you found me somehow, I so appreciate you being here as well. It's a wonderful way to grow the community, I think, and to grow our own little network of knitters and people that we know. So thank you. Let's see what's new. Oh my god, what's not new? Everything's new. It's been so busy. I think the last time I talked to you, 4 weeks ago, ridiculous. I was heading to Spun Fiber Arts in Oakville for Trunk Show, and that was amazing. I think I saw some of you there. That was amazing. It was such a wonderful experience. I have done a lot of shows over my 5.5 years and of dyeing, and I have met a lot of people and done lots of shows and festivals, but I've never done an in-yarn shop trunk show, so it was new for me, and it was so much fun, and everyone was so lovely. It's so nice to get a completely different kind of set of feedback, right? Like no one there had seen my yarn in person, so it was nice to get a whole other part of the province coming to see yarn and loving it as well. So that was wonderful. It was very successful. I had a great time. Met some lovely people. Obviously everyone who works at Spun was fabulous. I got to connect with my friend Tara again. I haven't seen her in a number of years, and she works there, so that was really great. And who else? And then I met Mel from Fibermancy, she makes amazing bags. So they're like fabric at the top and fabric at the bottom. They've got a clear plastic part in the center so you can see your work in your project, and those are really, really fun. What else? Anyway, it was just a fabulous day. It was the weekend of the ridiculous ice storm that we had here in southwestern Ontario. Well, actually the whole province. It wasn't just southwestern Ontario. The entire province and into the States as well had such severe weather, and we had to, driving there was fine. Oakville's about an hour and a half. Driving there was fine. Coming home was horrible. We were driving 50 kilometers an hour most of the way home on the highway, and cars were just zipping by us like it was a bright, dry, sunny day. And of course we saw 6 vehicles in the ditch. One was a huge tractor trailer that had hit the median and spun across the highway, and he was okay apparently because we'd stopped further up at a service center, and the guy working there said that they had come in and he was fine. But anyway, it was scary to see all those cars in the ditch, and I thought, why are you guys going so fast? Like, you're not gonna get anywhere if you are dead, right? So just slow down and drive a normal speed for this kind of weather. I mean, the highway's normally 100 kilometers an hour and people were going 50. It was crazy. But we survived, obviously, and we had such a wonderful time. And Spun Fiber Arts, if you're in the Oakville area, go visit their yarn shop. It's beautiful, and the vibe there is so lovely. The people working there, the ones I met. Well, I think there's only like 6 of them. Maybe I didn't meet somebody. But Danielle and Chelsea and Tara and Kelly, and there's another girl that I met, but I can't remember her name. I don't think we really talked much. But anyway, they were all so fabulous. It was a great day. It was a great day. So that has happened. What else has happened? I'm trying to look. It's spring. Spring's finally here. And that's been amazing because last week on this day, which is Wednesday, April 25th, it was snowing. And I mean snowing. Just freezing cold, and you look outside and these big flakes of snow are coming down like it's like December. I wanted it to be spring, and it is now. All the tulips are up, and all the leeks from last year, my garden, are coming up, and my yeah, it's green. It's green. Isaac went to his voice lesson on Monday. It's usually Friday, but we had to do a makeup. And we walk up alongside the house, and his daffodils are all up in bloom. Like, not just kind of coming up, but like they're open and full in bloom. I don't understand why that one little spot of his house, it's south facing, so it gets a good deal of sun, but I think there's nothing blocking it. He's like a corner lot, and I think and there's not like another house right there providing shade, so he gets full on sun. But so does my front yard, and they're not full bloom yet. I don't know. Anyway, amazing. So that was fun. It's spring. It was 20 degrees, I think, on Monday. It's so nice. So we're excited about that. And then another thing, well, lots of things are keeping us busy. Lots of dyeing going on. I've got shows coming up. I'll get to that later. Isaac is in another show. So you know that he finished The Wizard of Oz just recently over March break. So March 17th was his last show. And usually he wouldn't have a show again until September. They do 2 shows a year with his theater company. And but they were offered a very special opportunity, the kids of Wizard of Oz, because they didn't have enough kids for one of those summer shows, which is usually what we would do, would be a summer show. But this particular director asked to work with Isaac. So that was really exciting, and well, that's what he told me. I don't know. He said, I asked to work with you. So that was awesome, and without rambling, sorry. And so, so we didn't do a summer show. We did a March break show, which was amazing because we had 13 shows over the course of a week and a half, and the kids had a blast. Of course, you bond so much when you're together every single day for 2 weeks. And then we got this email asking us if we wanted to do another show, if we would be interested, because they were short kids. And Isaac was excited to have the summer off because it's his birthday, and when he does the summer show, he's always performing on his birthday. He doesn't mind. Like, he loves to go in on his birthday. But then we had the idea that he's turning 12 and we could do something special for his 12th birthday. But no, he wanted to do the show. So, he's going to be in Aladdin. Oh, there's his script. And he did his audition. He performed Consider Yourself from Oliver. And it was great. He worked really, really hard. And I think that song really suited him. Anyway, he got a great part. He's got a supporting role instead of like a feature or an ensemble. And normally in Aladdin, if you're familiar with the movie, which is what the Broadway show is based on, the Broadway show is based on the 1992 movie. There's some new songs that were written specifically for the Broadway show, and there were some songs that were cut from the movie that were included back in. Some of those are his. And so in the movie, there's Abu, which is Aladdin's monkey, and of course they can't have a monkey on a Broadway stage. I think monkeys you can have dogs, because you can train them. I think you can train monkeys, obviously, but maybe monkeys are too smart. I feel like a monkey would take off into the audience and then your show would be over. So they took out the monkey and they added in 3 human friends, and these friends actually existed in the beginning of the days of Aladdin, like the original story. They were like these layabout friends that just kind of helped Aladdin thieve. So Isaac's one of those, and he's super excited. They have some great songs. So he's always on stage and singing and dancing with Aladdin, and he's just super thrilled. The music is amazing. We have our CD, and it's just so catchy, and he's never really, like, often he waits till Tech and Dress Week, and then he's listening to the music all the time. We've listened to that CD 100 times, if we've listened to it at all. Like, just non-stop, and he knows all the songs off by heart, and usually I'm kind of kicking him going, come on dude, you've got this, like, this is your commitment, you need to really, you know, he's 11. But no, he's loving it so much. So this is so wonderful to see. I'm super happy for him. I'm so happy for him, and I'm excited for us too. Whoa, that's really close. Sorry, I normally have a table right here, but I'm in this, I didn't mention where I was. I'll get there. I don't have a table there. It's like way over. Anyway, he's so excited, and so that's really, really fun. So that's been keeping us busy because he's got rehearsals twice a week again. And yeah, that's kind of it, I guess. Just doing lots of dyeing as well to kind of keep up with the demand and the shows I've got coming up. But we'll get there. I'll just tell you quickly before I get into some knitting, because we're at like almost 12 minutes, why I'm in this new spot. So I won't always be here, but it's really dark today. It's like, I think 12 degrees outside, but it's dark and gray and overcast. And so I needed to sit somewhere where there was light. And where I usually sit is right here at my dining room table with that nice wall behind me, but there's no windows. There's a window in the kitchen and there's a window here in the living room. But that's it, nothing in the dining room, and so I get no light. And I was sitting there, I'm like, I'm really dark, I can't see. So I thought I'm gonna move for today, because even the light that I usually put on myself was making me more look like really fake versus like nicely lighting me, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's why I'm here. And I think I mentioned we live in an 840 square foot cottage. So, I mean, kind of what you see, you've probably seen most of my house, because if you've watched Vlogmas and you've watched my podcast and you've watched this, that's all of my house. There's nothing else. So all the bedrooms are along this wall, which is the east facing wall where the sun comes up in the morning. So this here is Isaac's bedroom, and my bedroom's here, and then our office is here, and then beside that's a bathroom. And then you've got across from the bathroom, like it's all open concept, kitchen, dining room, living room, front door. That's my house. So it's quite dark depending on the weather and the time of the day. Morning, the bedrooms are nice and bright, which is great for waking up. And then in the afternoon, once the sun comes around and it comes through this window, the house will go up by like 5 degrees. It gets so hot. But for some parts of the day, it gets really dark. And particularly if it's overcast, it's dark. Like, I can barely see the corner of my, okay, that's not true. I can see the corner of my dining room, but like it's really dark. And I feel like, and maybe you can tell even from the lighting here, you might be able to tell how dark it is, because I haven't really upped the contrast or anything on my phone or the lighting, because I figured it would just be what it would be. I do try to up it a little bit so I'm not like really dark, but anyway, it's what it is. But that's why I'm here. Hopefully I won't be here again. It's not so bad. I like the piano in the background, but it's awkward because my tea is really far away and I don't have a table, and so I'm holding my thing and then I'm on my piano bench and anyway. Okay, so you're here for knitting. That was my life update. Life's been really good, and but let's talk about knitting. I really don't have a lot to tell you. I feel like I've been a really bad knitter. I feel like that's why I waited 4 weeks, is because I didn't have anything to show. I knit all the time, but I have not had time. Like, you know, people say if I'm sitting, I'm knitting. That's me, always. But I'm not sitting, ever, anymore. I feel like I'm just constantly running Isaac around, constantly doing, like, dyeing, and so I'm always doing stuff, and when I'm not dyeing, then I'm prepping yarn, or rescanning yarn, or labeling, and I just don't have any time to knit. Last night, I sat down and watched, The Good Wife, which I've seen all the way through, and I have no memory, so I can watch a series that I love, and I just start at the beginning, and it's like brand new to me. My husband laughs. He's like, "You've seen that?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't remember," and I loved it, so I'm gonna watch it again. And I was prepping yarn, so I didn't get to knit. Anyway, so I don't have any FOs. The only FO I had was my square for the 2018 collaboration Afghan, which I went to show you, but I mailed it, and now I don't have it to show you. Anyway, Amy will show that, I'm sure, if you watch her podcast, which is Noble Character Crafts. She will show it when it arrives to her, and I think if you follow her Instagram or check her out, she will also show it there. If you follow the hashtag 2018 collaboration Afghan. I didn't even take a picture of it. Like, this is where my brain has been. It's just kind of been... Anyway, so I have no finished objects to share. But I have some work on a sweater that I've been working on that I can show you. So this is my work in progress. It is slow and steady. And I have almost like knitter's guilt, because I usually whip things up pretty fast, but I usually dedicate so much time to knitting, and I just haven't had the time to dedicate, so I'm not whipping things up the way I like, which makes me feel guilty, which then means I'm not here, which then makes me feel guilty. Like, mother's guilt's not enough, I now have knitter's guilt on top of that. It's just, let it go, Debbie. Okay, Here's my Zweig sweater, just coming along quite nicely. Oh, can you just imagine? And now I can show you what it looks like. Partly. And I've got a little bit of the body. I don't think you can see the cables. Oh, it's so pretty. It really slows you down though. I feel like I would be done the body, except for that, when you're doing the cable part, like the whole body, it's like an 8 pattern repeat, right? So you knit 4 stitches and then do your 4-stitch cable. So that slows you down. Like the 4 stitches, of course, just fly off your needle, and then you've got to stop and cable front, cable back, blah, blah, blah. And then luckily you knit like a section in between each X cable. So that flies off the needles, but then you're like, and stopped again. So it's a little slower going. And I realized you do that for the arms too, and I'm like, it's gonna take forever. But I think it'll be so worth it when it's done. I love it. I also think it's too big. I don't know, we'll see. I measured, so when I was knitting this part, and you get to here, the end of that yellow round, and it said, continue to knit until, I think, I knit the small, so continue to knit until it's 9 inches or something like that from cast on. I was already at 9 inches. So I think that maybe, it might be more like a medium. Me and getting my gauge right, I could do a swatch and it could be perfect, but my gauge always changes when I knit. Like I feel like it doesn't matter what I do. I'll go up a needle size, oh look, it's the same. I go down a needle size, oh look, it's the same. I'm just really, really horrible with maintaining tension, but oh well. Even tension. I have tension. Sometimes it's loose and sometimes it's tight, but it's tension. Actually, I'm a pretty loose knitter. But oh, it's so pretty, and I cannot even wait. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of a couple of skeins, and I don't have them here because they sold up trunk show. A lot of colorways sold out, which was lovely, but I don't have them to show you. And I want to do a sweater in that combination. So it's the green, which is here somewhere. I have that, and it's and another color for the yoke. Oh, so great. Anyway, so that's my work in progress. It's slow and steady, and I just have to make peace with that and hope that you don't mind seeing that 1,000 times. I'm really sorry. I feel like I might need to whip up a hat or something in between just to like have something I can show you and be like, look, I have a finished object. Yay! We'll see. And I am housing that in my amazing Emerald Fiber Arts bag, which I love with all of my heart. Isn't that amazing? Oh my god, I love it. So my husband got me that for Christmas. If you're new and you haven't seen it, and that's my little pin that I no longer have online, but I will hopefully have some for shows this summer, and then in the fall I can put some more back online. I love it. This bag, it's really too small for the sweater, but I don't care because I don't really want to carry anything else around. I actually, even my other bag, which is not close by, I don't know where that is, but my Birch Grove bag, which I also love, and it's just a little sock sack, I have another skein of yarn. So I wound up another skein and I put that in that, and I carry that with me too because I also really love that bag. And so I need to have the pretty bags with me. Oh, weird. I actually did that because I forgot to tell you this in my intro. On Saturday, Isaac and I went to Toronto to see Come From Away, the musical. Oh. Okay, I know y'all know how much I love musical theater. Oh my goodness. So if you don't know the story, I'll briefly tell you. It is about what happened after 9/11 when 9/11 happened and all the planes were diverted from their airports they were supposed to be going to, and they were all, not all of them, but many were diverted to the airport in Gander, Newfoundland, which is like the eastern tip of North America and of Canada. And what happened in the days that followed that, and how Gander basically opened its arms and heart to the world and took in 7,000 people and fed them and clothed them and gave them places to sleep. And at first I thought, how is that going to, I mean, the sentiment of it all is beautiful, and the thought just makes me cry. But I didn't know how that was going to translate into a musical. And I also knew that the script was, not the script, sorry, the set was very stripped down. It was only 12 chairs. There were 12 cast members, who played lots of different parts. And so seamlessly. Like, I've seen a lot of theater, and sometimes it's not that seamless when you can tell that same character playing those 3 parts. It took me a long time to figure that out, because it was just, I mean, a hat or a scarf or a coat, and they were somebody else, but they all had different accents, because when they were residents of Newfoundland, of Gander, they spoke with a Newfoundland accent, which is very obvious, right? And some of them were British, and then some of them were, there was like a Muslim, right? Of course they were afraid of him because of what had happened, and they showed how everything went from everybody opening their arms to everybody, and then the fear set in, and they saw this guy, and like, well, what's he doing here, and what's he about, and we don't want anything to do with him, to understanding that he wasn't part of that. And oh, it was so heartwarming and beautiful, and I cried so much. And Isaac didn't really understand why I cried, because he wasn't alive when that happened, and just didn't really understand the hugeness of that act of love, and especially in the wake of something so horrible. It was beautiful. If you get a chance to see Come From Away, and the music, oh, the music is just so amazing. So we did that, and so I had wound another ball of yarn for my sweater, just in case I happened to get enough of it on the bus, but because of the cables it really slowed me down. I didn't get as much knit as I had hoped that I would. That's okay. Got nothing but time, right? Alright, so that was my finished object. No, it's not. It was a whip. Sorry. You can tell I'm all over the place. I'll just take a deep breath. Acquisitions. So today marks the 7-month anniversary, I don't know what you call it, of me not buying yarn. Except that I did. But I'll get to that in a second. I'm going to assume I haven't yet, just for this story. 7 months and no yarn. And I've had a lot of people comment that, you know, I'm crazy, and how can you possibly do that, and are you like, are you a god? Someone said. Yes, you figured it out. No, but like, I think it's really helped me to keep in check why I'm buying yarn, and why, like, what am I buying it for? You know, my little cubbies over here have so many skeins of yarn that are just, oh, this is pretty, buy it. This is pretty, buy it. And I don't, it's still sitting there, I'm not using them. So it started when I went to the Kitchener-Waterloo Knitters Fair in September last year, and I made lists of the sweater quantities that I wanted. So I wasn't going to buy single skeins. And now it's kind of progressed more, and I'm like, I'm not just going to buy single skeins. I can dye whatever I want. I don't need to buy just a random skein of yarn just to say I have it. And I've done that, and all the ones I bought the last 2 years, I've not used. Not one of them. I'm not doing that anymore. That's just silly. I need to have an idea of what I want. And if I know that I can work them into a project somehow, perfect. And I do. I think I'm going to, well, I know it's on my Make 9 list is Stephen West's Marled Sweater. And I think all those yarns are going to go into that, because I don't really know what else I'm going to do with them. I mean, I can make socks with a few of them. Some of them are single ply, but they'll be fine in the sweater too. So I think I'm going to do a huge de-stash into a marled sweater and try and clear up some of that. So when I was at Spun, I thought, well, I need to bring back a souvenir. Well, my sister-in-law, I call her, they're not married yet, but someday we hope. But she's like everything to me, and she texted me and said, don't forget to bring yourself back a souvenir. And I thought, I knew I loved you for a reason. Yes. But it didn't have to be yarn, right? It could have been needles, it could have been anything. And I did get some cute little things, but I did find yarn. And because this is something I'd never seen before. And they had a sample knit up, and I loved it. And so Mel from Fibermancy and I, because she was doing her bags that day, we both bought it. She was convincing me and I was convincing her. I'm like, don't enable me. But I was also enabling her. So this yarn is amazing. It's called Concept by Katya. That's weird lighting. And it is a merino cotton, a cotton merino. 70 cotton, 30% merino. And this is like a cloud. Like, you've never felt anything like this. I didn't think cotton could be soft like this. It's amazing. So I don't have the pattern. I'll put it down here. They had knit up a 3-colored cowl in it. And it's so great. And so I bought these colors to knit this cowl. I think these, so my phone is like stacked on all these bins that I use when I'm like, oh, that's better on this side. Never mind. I was just like, oh, it's because it's right in the shadow of where the bins are. That's better. Oh, they're so pretty. And soft. Like, oh my gosh. This will match my coat really nicely. My coat has greens in it and a bit of blue. And so I bought something, but I bought it with intention, and it was a conscious decision. It wasn't like, yarn sale, like, sign me up. It was very intentional. And I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. And I did buy something else, but I can't show you because it was a present for somebody. It was a present from my fiber share friend Lena in Sweden, and she knows, and she's like, ah, every time I say it's for Lena, she's like, you're such a tease. So I have it just right over here, Lena. Her and I like to do matchy things, and so I bought something, and an extra little something for me so we could be matchy. Her in Sweden and me in Canada. Can you get any door here? I love it. So yeah, that's what I bought, and I'm really happy with that. And I think it's been really, like, I looked around the shop and I thought, oh, all these yarns that I've heard of but never seen, and I didn't really have much desire to buy any of them. A, because I know that I have myself on this yarn hiatus, and so I'm very deliberate, but like, I didn't have any ideas for them, so they weren't really speaking to me in a way that was like, what will I do with you? I don't know, just toss you in my bin. It didn't feel the way it used to feel. I'd be like, yes, give me that. Now I'm like, well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what I need you for, and so therefore I don't need you. But I did know what I wanted these for, and so I needed them. And it was great. And I know so many of us struggle with that, right? So many of us struggle with, what are we buying? Why are we buying it? And I think it's good to stop and just evaluate that, you know? If it can become, well, I'm going to use the word addiction quite loosely here, because but you know what I mean? It's got those properties of like, I must have it, I must have all the yarn. And I'm not so sure that's really healthy. Here I am as a dyer saying this, but I have to be true to myself and speak that truth, right? Like, I want people to buy my yarn, I want them to love it. But not if that means that you're breaking your bank to do so, and not if that means that you're just hoarding it and not using it, and not if that means you've got thousands of skeins of yarn and you just, you know what I mean? Like, find a project and please put it to use. Don't just buy it willy-nilly to have it sit there. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so I bought that, and I've got something, I've got some other little things in here too. But I think that other thing's missing. I think it's over there, I don't know. Anyway, I got some other things. So, this is awkward about being here, is I don't have a table. And that's awkward. Bending down, you can see my head. Hello. Okay. Oh, I was here. Oh, okay, good. Lots of crinkling. So I fell in love recently, like in the last bunch of months, with Knit Pro Zing needles. Oh my god, they're so nice. Like, I like wood needles, right? My Licca needles, I really love them. But I also really love like for metal, I really like the Zing, the Knit Pro Zings. So I had ordered some and they didn't come and they didn't come and they didn't come. And I emailed after like 6 weeks and said I don't have them yet. And she sent me a whole new set. And I still, the other ones still haven't come. I don't know where they ended up. But I just got 2.25 millimeter. They're all color coded, which I love. Because I hate not knowing what size my needles are. On a glance. Like I want to know on a glance what size they are. So anyway, I got those and they're awesome. I've already used them. Like just to test. I haven't knit a sock, but I bought them for socks. And then, this was a silly purchase. So speaking of buying things without, like I think I just went a little crazy. I bought a 3.75 millimeter because I think I wanted them for my Breton, which I have cast on the body, by the way, of my Breton, if you remember seeing that. That's Jared Flood. In Brooklyn Tweed Loft, and it's the cream sweater I'm knitting with the mustardy stripes. I've got the 2 sleeves done and I've cast on the body. So it's coming, people, but just slow. Anyway, but I got them in a 20 centimeter instead of the 15 centimeter. So like I don't know that I'll use those. I don't know what I was thinking. They're massively long. But maybe for like a sleeve or maybe for a body? I don't know. These may become a giveaway prize. I don't know. I might just give them to one of you. I feel like I won't use them. So if you like DPNs, you know I love them, and you don't mind the 20 centimeter, and I think it's 8 inch. I think that's 8 inch. Length, just comment and let me know. And because then I'll have an idea whether or not I should give them away. Might include those in something. But if you don't like them, then don't comment, and or you can say I don't like them. Either way. And then I also got the 3.75 circular, which I'm using to hold arm stitches on this right now. But they're all color coded and they're so nice. The tips are nice. And like not crazy sharp that they're putting holes in my fingers, but they're pointy enough and they're a nice taper. And did I mention they're color coded? I love them. So they're awesome. So I got those. And also while I was at Spun, I got a couple needle cozies from the kitchen sink shop. Look at these. Okay, you can't see that. Oh, there you go. They're cats wearing glasses. Well, that one's wearing glasses. They aren't all. You know, I love cats. They're so cute. And see, that's perfect for the 15 centimeter. Oh my good heavens. Size. But it would not work for the 20 centimeter size. They're too big. It'd stick out. So that's my choice. Like that's the thing right there. I also got this one. So cute little woodland creatures. I love it. So check her stuff out on Instagram or Etsy, the kitchen sink shop. It's Darlene, and her stuff is really cute. And then lastly, I did get some other things in the mail, but again, surprises. Can't share them. This was like a little gimmick, and I'm not really a big gimmicky person, but I thought it was cute, and it was not expensive, and so I thought I would use it. That was the ultimate thing. I thought I would use it if I could ever get it on. Anyway, it's like a stitch counter. I'm gonna try and just make this a bit brighter because I feel like I'm in the dark more now. It's getting darker. It's a little stitch counter. There you can see the 0, and then you just that window just, there you go. So you keep it on your finger, and then when you're knitting, you just like click it. Because you have to put your knitting down and get your other one that you have to manually. So I just thought that would be a fun little thing to have. I don't know. Oh yeah, there you go. I was like, I don't know how these are gonna actually do up, because it's just like all rubber on the back, and they sit into each other. I think I would have to probably have to do it up and then slide it on your finger. I don't know why I'm doing this with you watching. My fingers are too small. It doesn't fit. Well, that was great. Well, that's okay though, because I can just sit it beside me. Whatever. It actually was less expensive than the manual ones, probably because it must, I don't know, can't be a battery in there. No, I don't know. Well, there we go. I have the smallest setting, and it fits, and then you just, I guess you have that on the inside, so you can click it. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Anyway, it's super cute, and I will just use it either on my finger or otherwise. Those were my acquisitions, some fun little things. And yarn for the first time in a very, very long time. In like 7 months. That's exciting. And I haven't started that cowl yet. I was going to, but Mel and I are going to do a knit along, the two of us. You'd be welcome to join in, although we don't have any details on it yet. But maybe by the next podcast I'll have details, and we're just gonna do it for fun. Because I don't know anybody else who has the yarn. But you could use any yarn you wanted. If you had access to that yarn, you could get it. And if you don't, then you wouldn't even need to worry about it. You could just use any yarn and knit the pattern with us. I'll put all that information here. And the next time I record, I will give you all the details as to the knit along between the two of us. Speaking of knit alongs, people, I'm a little late with this, but I'm very excited. So I had my Drawer of Sweaters 2018 knit along, and there's a winner. I think we had like 21 or 22 entries. I was really, really impressed. You guys made some amazing sweaters. I did not take notes. I meant to take notes, but I needed to get this out, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it. So many of you made multiple sweaters, and that is so impressive to me. In like 3 months, there were people who made 3, did someone make 4 sweaters? Anyway, a lot of duplicate sweaters. And they were all amazing. And I have questions about every single one, but I didn't make notes. I'm so bad. So I will have to do that next time. Go back in and take a look. So, you know, we're April 25th, so this quarter is already like almost a month in. But let's go back and revisit that. So if you are new, I'm hosting a Drawer of Sweaters Cal. The idea is to knit sweaters for yourself, to fill up your sweater drawer and to increase your wardrobe. And the only kind of exceptions are things like baby sweaters or things that really don't have sleeves. I mean, I don't mind if it's a cardigan. Like the featherweight cardigan is pretty tiny, but it's got full sleeves and it's knit in a very fine weight, and that works for me because that takes a while. Whereas you can make a chunky sweater in a few days, really, and featherweight cardigan takes a lot longer. So playing it by ear that way, but no baby sweaters, nothing for like children. But otherwise, and yeah, I think sleeves are probably a good idea. I think that's what we agreed on. I think someone asked about the Irish shrug and I said yes. So that gives you an idea. But we had a giveaway, and I said there would be a winner and prizes if you entered your sweaters. So here we go. I'm going to show you first the prizes because I haven't done that yet. I'm so bad. First of all, you're going to win this little needle cozy. So I hope you like DPNs if you won. I think it is so sweet. So that's prize. Also sending you these lovely stitch markers that were made by a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Lucy. She doesn't have a business. She just makes them for fun. And they're just these, I don't think it's going to focus. Even if I come out, it'll focus on Buddha because he seems like a face. Really? How does it know? See, smartphones aren't really smart when they're focusing on the face and you don't want them to. Can't it read my mind? It should read my mind. Anyway, they're very lovely. They're little beads on a... And that would fit like a good size needle. Like if I would easily fit a 4.5, 5mm needle. If you knit bigger weights of yarn. So you get those. And I'm sending you these. So this is on my Stellina base, which is called Stardust. There are 420 yards, or 384 meters for 115 grams. This is called When You Were Mine. Beautiful pinks and like almost like rose gold kind of color. You can see the sparkles. This picks up the sparkles so nice. Little speckles, browns, and slightly speckled. It's not too much. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. And then this is called Spruce Lee. And you can see the sparkle in that one. And I just think they're so pretty together. I think they make a beautiful shawl. So you're getting that whole little package for winning. And the winner, I'm excited to announce, is Amanda Wade, who is Ren Francis on Instagram. And I think the same on Ravelry. Amanda, I'm so excited to send this to you. Oh my goodness. Amanda's in Tokyo, Japan. And I've sent her things. She's ordered stuff before, and so I know that she will love this. So that gives you an idea of the kind of things that you can win if you enter. So enter your sweaters in the cal. The second quarter thread is up. You can start entering your projects anytime. And I wish you the best luck. I hope that you win. I hope you all win. You can't all win, but it would be nice if you could. So that's that. Sorry, my ear's really itchy suddenly. That's that. What else do I have to tell you about? Not a heck of a lot, apparently. I'm going to... Oh, yeah, I do. What's something else to tell you? On Instagram, if you follow me, I am having a 1,000 follower giveaway. So I reached 1,000 followers just last week or a couple weeks ago, but busyness, right? So I haven't had a chance to do a little giveaway, but I've wanted to, and so I've decided on what I'm going to give away. In fact, I haven't even posted it on Instagram as of yet, but I will later today, and then by the time this is out, it'll be there. I am going to give away these two skeins of yarn. So this is Far-Flung Friendship, and as some of you may know, this was dyed as a tribute, I suppose, or to me and my friend Connie, who is Chili Knits. We were Fiber Share friends last run and became very, very good friends, and I wanted to dye something that was for us. And so this is it. And I paired that with this lovely skein of yarn, which is called Shaftesbury Avenue. Lots of great speckles. I bet it will show up. And it's got this really pretty undertone of like a really, really, really pale rose. Really pretty. I think they look so great together. So that's going to be my 1,000 follower giveaway on Instagram. If you follow me there, go enter to win. All you have to do is follow me, like the post, and tag a few friends, and you'll be entered. So And I don't know when that's going to, probably till Sunday. And then I'll take it down. So there's that. Whoa, hi son! Sorry about my hand. And then I was gonna go through a few things that are new in the shop, but they're not in the shop yet, but they will be. So I thought I would just quickly tell you about a few of these things that will be in the shop this week, later this week. So you've got Punk Rock Princess. This is a single ply. And Royal Highness. I may have showed you that one last time. I can't remember. It was so long ago and I don't know what I had dyed at that point. And I just love those two together. I think they're kind of everything to me. They're not my colors. Like, I wouldn't wear that pink. Well, I would, I think, as a accent on something. Or like a brioche, if that's the back. Although that would probably be the front, but you could reverse it because brioche is reversible. I just think they're great. But that purple I love so much. So there's those. And I have this, which is Spruce Lee as well, but this is on singles. Look how different that is. It's exactly the same. Isn't that crazy? Exactly the same amount of dye, same amount of water here, you know, like all the same variables, but a different base. And I do find that the Stellina base takes the color so much richer. Just because it's a darker base to begin with. It's so pretty. So that will be in the shop. And then I also have some new, a new base that I thought I would just share with you. This is my 100% non-superwash BFL DK. That's coming out quite pale. It's a little bit less. It's really pale, but I feel like that's washed out a little bit. I wonder if I just a bit more like that. Still, it looks a little grayish. It's pink. Anyway, so this is Antique Rose. And Bronze Age. Nutkin, which I love with Bronze Age. I don't know if you could hear that mailman just stomped up my steps. Free Spirit. It's really pretty. And it's really pretty pale yellow. So, dyeing these, I was thinking about kits for Caitlin Hunter's Tecumseh sweater. That's Boylan Knitworks, if you know her better that way. And I'm just, yeah, I think I know what I want to do, but I'm just like, I had a really pretty purple too that sold at, the entire colorway sold at Spun Fiber Arts. I don't have that one to show you, but these will be in the shop soon, and I love them. I love a good rustic yarn, and this is not rustic. Like, it is. It's not superwash, obviously, and it's not like merino. It's BFL, and it's non-superwash. So there's a little, but I don't feel it. Like, it's gonna be so great in the colorwork sweater, and it's gonna make a nice matty, cohesive fabric, and I just am so excited by that. And then the last thing is this new colorway, which is called Music of the Night. So my Oates Musical Theatre show for April was the Phantom of the Opera. And because I didn't have my act together, I didn't get here to tell you about that. This was the skein, the released skein. So, you know, it's a kit of 6 20-gram minis, and one of the colorways you get to know, and I always put that colorway in the shop in a full skein as well. That was this one, and it sold out. So I don't have any left, but I think I will dye more to put back in because they were really well received. And what I wanted to extend to you, since I didn't get here to mention it, is if you are interested in that club, specifically Phantom of the Opera, because that's the one that just came down on Sunday, message me either on Instagram or maybe on Etsy, preferably, I guess, and let me know, and I'll see what I can do about getting you a subscription to April's Ode to Musical Theatre. I just couldn't get here in time to let everybody know about it. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you wouldn't know, and I feel guilty about that too. So let me know if you're interested. Again, so it's April's An Ode to Musical Theatre, and the musical was The Phantom of the Opera. You will get 6 20-gram minis, one of which will be this colorway, and 5 others that will be a surprise, based on songs from the musical. Okay? So just be in touch if you're interested, and we'll chat about whether or not we can make that work. Obviously we can't, otherwise I wouldn't be offering it. But I mean, if I get 20 people asking, that's not going to happen. But because I can't do that many. But if there are a few of you who are interested, then we can make that work. So that's that. Otherwise, I think shop update. I'm just kind of popping things in. So these things I showed you. Plus I've got a bunch of bins here. I'm just kind of popping things in. I had a shop update this past Wednesday, and then I'm gonna, what's today's Wednesday? I'm kind of thinking today's Friday or something. Last Wednesday, I had a shop update, and then I will have another one in the next, probably hopefully by the end of the weekend. Just popping as much in as I can at a time, and just keep doing that until everything I have is there. And then I have a show on May 6th here in London, Ontario at the Covent Garden Market. It's Merrymakers Fair, which I've done before, a number of times before, and it's a fabulous event. About 35 local artisans. Everything's handmade. It's all curated. It's really, really wonderful. And so if you're local, I would come out and see that. It'll be, like I said, May 6th, that's a Sunday, from 11 to 4, and it's a great opportunity to shop for Mother's Day. There'll be so many wonderful things there. So come check that out if you're local. After that, I have Gathering on the Green, again here in London, like 3 blocks from my house, which is amazing. It's an outdoor handmade festival, and that is June 2nd, Saturday, June 2nd. And the weekend after that, I am in Fenelon Falls at the Kawartha Yarn and Fiber Festival. Whew. And then I have a little bit of a break, but not really, like I'll still have to die because I have a huge festival coming up in July. Yeah, okay. I feel like, wow, that was a lot, but that's good. I feel like I did good. Anything else that I need to share? I don't think so. I think I've covered it all. So glad that you popped in to watch and spend some time with me. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe. That would be wonderful. It helps other people. When you thumbs up, it helps other people find the podcast. They might be interested in it. On Ravelry, I'm The Loving Path. Instagram, I'm The Loving Path Yarn. And Etsy, I'm The Loving Path. And you can say hi to me at any of those places. I would love that. And I think that's all. I'm going to go pick Isaac up from homeschool theater this morning. And I think we're just going to come home and hang out. He's been having, well, he's preteen. He's going through stuff. And he just needs mama time. He says, I can't wait till we're done so I can come home and we can just sit and talk. I hope that never goes away. So we're going to do that this afternoon. So until next time, which I hope will not be 4 weeks, please, I'm so sorry guys. It's just life. And I know you understand, but it makes me feel bad. So I'm going to say goodbye because I'm rambly, and I will talk to you all next time. Happy knitting. Bye.